You know, over the last 3 years, we have brought you stories about kids in need of adoptive families. And today, boy, we have a fantastic update.
We introduced you to Vanessa and Julia. This was back in April of 2016. They had met years before in a group home, and they quickly became like family. But then they were split up, moving to different foster homes that were in towns hours apart.
So we heard about the girls, and we were able to bring them together to paint pottery in St. Cloud. You see that there. And it was then they told us how they longed to be adopted, and they one day hoped to become real sisters. In today's Kid Connection, Twin Cities Live reporter Kelly Hansen shows us how one amazing family has made all of their dreams come true.
Move your feet with mine, okay? Move your feet with mine.
Since Julia and Vanessa can remember, they've been in each other's lives. They met in a group home at the age of 9 and 10. Now, they're family.
We started looking up on Minnesota Adopt, and I saw Vanessa's picture, and I was like, this is a lot younger than we thought about, but she belongs with us.
Jen and Steve Heinemann were already working with Vanessa's adoption recruiter when we met her a year ago. It was this Kid Connection story, though, that got the couple thinking about adopting 2 young girls.
Well, I just remember watching it, and it was kind of heartbreaking, for, first of all, just seeing how sad Vanessa was of wanting a family and knowing that we're here, we're ready, we want you, you have a family. I remember after watching the dynamics of both of them and everything like that, Jen and I are just like, we'll take both of them.
To put it best, the Heinemanns are simply good people, wanting to do great things for kids who need it most. They tossed around the word adoption and school-aged and decided they wanted to give a home to a teenager.
I think at least for me, for my feeling it was closest to the age that I knew. Our children had all, just slowly, each one was leaving the house. And I wanted to keep our children somewhat close in age, and be able to connect and talk and hang out together.
Vanessa's adoption was finalized in February of 2017, and on January 17th, 2018, Julia will become a Heinemann too.
We've been sisters for a long time. It's just the adoption signing that's going to make it official.
The couple saw the bond, and once Julia spent time in their home, they knew she should become family.
The biggest thing for us was for them to learn how to build each other up and not compete with one another, because they're both loved. There's no, I love you more, I love you more. It's a, you're both loved, just as if you were born into our family.
We have our own room, but we do share a bathroom.
The 2 fight like sisters, but they also love like sisters.
Girl down, girl down.
It's my sister's fault.
And parenting hasn't come without its challenges.
And a lot of times I tell the girls when I'm trying to teach them something, I say, this is probably something I would have taught you when you were 10 or when you were 12, and I'm sorry I missed that, but now I'm going to parent now, and I need to teach you this. And they've been pretty accepting to that, but in the beginning it was a challenge.
They are very, very supportive, and they're very strong to handle both of us.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
We appreciate everything they do for us, even though we don't act like it.
And their future is looking bright.
The girls are so bonded now. They're like, well, we're going to live in an apartment on our own. We've got this.
They've already talked about living together and living in the Bahamas. And
yeah.
Julia's going to be a lawyer, and Vanessa's just going to do makeup. And so they have it all worked out.
Yeah, but we'll still be here if
Yeah.
we need to come home.
What a cool story.
I love that.
Kelly is here now. Tell us a little bit more about what life is like for these 2 girls now that they're living together.
Well, they mentioned they have their own rooms, which is a big deal when you're a teenager, but they share a bathroom. They got to make it their own. They got to redecorate it, which I think helped them find that common space right there with the sinks. But, this family, I was drawn to them when I met them. What's interesting is Jen mentioned something I'd never thought of, that their youngest is 21. He's out of the house.
They're biological children.
They're biological children. And so they have, for the last 10 years, had raised teenagers. So that's what they knew. They didn't know babies. Their life was a teenager, a 20-something. So they wanted to bring in 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old and really guide them. And so when they do leave the nest, like their other children did, they know they have a home, a place to call home.
Right.
So it's just a really, I mean, those girls, I am so happy they're together, because when I met them back in 2016, that is what they wanted so badly. And they talked about it at length. So to see this actually happen.
I love the idea, though, you know, there are people out there who, when they become empty nesters, kind of feel like something is really missing from their lives, and to be able to take that missing piece and then extend a welcoming hand to some kids who don't have that at all is just incredible. And I loved what Jen had to say, that I didn't get to teach you that when you were 9 or 10, but I'm going to teach it to you now.
Yeah.
What a beautiful thing. Oh
Really
my
neat
gosh.
family, so.
Fantastic,
Good stuff,
Kelly.
Kelly.
Good
Fantastic
job.
as always.
So if adopting a teen is something that you have ever thought about, we've posted more information on our website, twincitieslive.com.